Hi, jewells68 here for Talk to Me Tuesday for April 2nd, 2013. I really don't have a lot to show. I have made some progress on the Project Linus sideways shell that I'm doing for my next donation. It's probably going to be maybe May when that's ready to donate. Certainly not April, at any rate. But I have started with the green, and I really like the way that it looks. And I did, in fact, take Oath and Jen's advice and used a smaller hook for the white since it's a full worsted weight. And it definitely seems to have worked. So I probably would have been all right to not change, but I like how it looks as it is, so that's good. Also, I'm not ready to start on it yet, but I think I have an idea what I want to use to start the quilt for my manager's second baby, who is also going to be a boy. I did a nautical quilt. I showed that last week, a little picture of that, but I did a nautical themed quilt with pirates and treasure maps and things like that for his first son. The majority of the fabric I used for that nautical quilt was actually from my scrap bag. A lot of it had come in a scrap bag that I bought at, I want to say, Quilt Soleil, which is up in Corrales, New Mexico. And I also got the panel I'm about to show you in a scrap bag from them, I think. I'm pretty sure that's where it came from. It might have been in the remnant bin at Quilts from the Heart, but I'm not sure. But it was an incomplete panel. Someone had already cut like one piece out of the panel, and they left a few other segments. You obviously couldn't sew it as it was because there was this big corner out of it, and I'll put a picture of that right here. So I'm thinking the first quilt was nautical and pirates, etc. So why not make this one also sort of sea themed and use those sea animals, but instead of using the panel as it is, which I really can't do, I cut them apart. So I cut all the squares out, so they're all cut up already. And I'm thinking that it would be that white might be really good to use as a sashing. Not all of these have white in them, but a lot of them do, like this one does. And this one has white with the seals. I think all but one, actually. Yeah, all the blocks except one have white in them. So I could even feasibly leave that one block out, but I hate to be left with it left over. This is really the only one that doesn't have white like in the background at all, but there's white on the seal. So I think white would actually look very good as a sashing on that. Clumsy Cord and I had been talking about, I posted it on my personal blog, and we had been talking about, you know, separating them and laying out in a way to where you can use up all the squares and put sashing around all of them and somehow make it into, you know, the shape that I want. If possible, I would love to find, you know, maybe one more square to kind of even it up. I don't have to have it, and it's not a big deal. But if anybody recognizes this fabric, let me know, because I have Googled all over the place. I've tried, you know, sea panel and ocean panel and sea animals, and I have not come up with a match for this, and the selvage was missing off the panel. So if you know what it is, let me know. If not, again, it's not a huge thing, but I thought if I could get a hold of the square that I'm missing, there might even be more that I'm missing. I don't know, because I don't know what the full panel looks like. Anyway, that's all I have on that. I'm not really going to work on that probably until May, I'm thinking. But who knows? I might find some time here and there. Really, the only craft-related thing I did, like over this past weekend, was I have a sweater that I really need to, that's missing buttons, and I hate to get rid of it, but I don't have any buttons that will work. So I was looking in my buttons to see if I had any enough of any one kind that I could switch them all out. and I didn't. Well, I did, but I didn't like how it looked. So I think I'm just going to go to Joann's this week and maybe buy, I need 9 buttons to do the whole front of the sweater, and that way all the buttons will match if I buy all new buttons. But I hate to get rid of it because I wear it all the time, and I was really annoyed when I went looking through the buttons because it was just a mess. They were all just thrown in this one bin together. So I went on this weird jag this weekend, actually it was yesterday, where I sat and dumped all of my buttons out and sorted them all by color. So that was just, instead of actually getting any sewing done or anything constructive, I sat and sorted buttons into piles of what color they were. So I have really organized buttons now. If anybody's looking for a specific kind or color, let me know, because I have a lot, and yeah, none of them would work. Well, I guess that's it. I don't really have anything else to show. Haven't been working on anything except the Project Linus and kind of brainstorming on the baby quilt and super secret stuff, so can't really show any of that. I will look forward to watching all of your videos this week, and I will see you next week. Bye! And I actually, the majority of the, pardon me, frog.